G'day everyone, this is another Footyology Match Dispatch. We are here to report on the Melbourne Collingwood game today at the Gabba, and it resulted in a smashing, a emphatic win to the Demons by no less than 56 points over the rather hapless in the finish Magpies. Let's have a very quick look at the scores. 16 goals for 100, remarkably accurate scoreline. This was a very, very efficient Melbourne in a big contrast to some other performances we've seen from them over the last couple of seasons. And they smashed the Pies in the end. Collingwood only managing 6 goals, 8-44. How did this win unfold? Well, Melbourne really took charge right from the start of this game. They certainly owned possession early, and they were able to convert early too. 3 goals, 3 in the first term to the Pies' solitary goal. Really beating them on the outside of the contest today. At one stage in the first quarter, the uncontested mark tally was 16-2. They were really getting some good run and carry from their fleet of midfield players and those who can drift forward and kick goals as well. Had a dangerous key forward in Sam Wiedemann, who was particularly prominent early. And also, like I said, they generated plenty of scores from their midfield contingent. Angus Brayshaw, part of that, he kicked a really good goal from outside 50 in that first term. And the dangerous ground level forward, Keziah Pickett, managed to sneak one off the ground as well. It was only really in the last few minutes of that first term that Collingwood started to look threatening at all. And they really struggled for scoring opportunities. Josh Thomas managed to find Ben Reid out in front. He got the gap back to 14 points at quarter time, but already then looking dangerous for the Pies. Things got worse for them. They did kick the first goal of that second term through Callum Brown, but then a really horrible collision with Brady Myercheck pretty courageously running with the flight of the ball. He got smashed by Vandenberg coming the other way. No malice in it, just one of those things, unfortunately. He was stretched off the ground with pretty serious concussion, not to take any further part in that game. And the game then really opened up, and this was a really high-scoring quarter by today's standards. 7 goals, 1. The Demons banged on in that second term. The Pies also adding 4 goals. But again, Melbourne really dominating the scoreboard. They kicked 5 of 6 at one stage, and 3 of them coming to young forward Charlie Spargo, who just seemed to bob up at the foot of the packs. Melbourne really kicking the ball to the right areas too, to that hot spot, 15 to 20 metres out from goal. And this feast of goals in the second term saw them opening up a 5 goals plus lead. And Collingwood's been a very strong team defensively, well, for several years now, particularly this year, though. They'd only been averaging 50 points against them per game. Well, by halftime in this game, they'd already conceded 64 points. So the writing very much on the wall. The weather turned at halftime too. Some quite heavy rain started falling, and that was going to make the task of coming back from that sort of deficit even more difficult. And frankly, the Pies never really looked like it. In fact, Melbourne extended that lead further. Ed Langdon, who's played some decent footy for them, he kicked his second goal. Christian Petrarca, who was classy as ever today, he got one from deep in a forward pocket, and the lead was out to 40 points. And the Pies just couldn't take a trick. More injury, bad luck for them with Ben Reid, who'd really looked their only dangerous key forward, limping off with yet another hamstring injury. Boy, he's been cursed with soft tissue injuries over the years, as Ben Reid. And who knows if we're going to actually see him front for the Pies again. So they had nothing up forward by this stage, and the last quarter was party time for the Demons, really. 4 unanswered goals. Bailey Fritsch bobbing up for a couple, along with Jake Melksham for his second, and young Tom Sparrow kicking the last of the game. And it was a crushing 56-point win in the end to the Demons, who, like I said, really starting to gather some momentum now, and finals very much part of the equation for them. You wouldn't have said that a few weeks ago. Let's have a look at those quarter-by-quarter scores. Like I said, Melbourne getting that advantage early and really building on the lead thereafter. 7 goals in that second quarter, giving them a 5 goals plus lead at half-time, and then 6 goals to a solitary goal by Collingwood in that second half. Spargo finished with 3. They had 4 players chip in with 2 each, Wiedemann, Langdon, Fritsch and Melksham, and then 5 single goal kickers. So all up, 10 individual goal kickers, always a great sign when those goal kicking options are spread around. For the Pies, Ben Reid, their only multiple today, and of course he was out of the game injured by before 3/4 time. Best, really even performance from the D's, I thought, today. Probably had Brayshaw and Petrarca just about even. Brayshaw really starting to get that ball-winning ability back and kicking a few more goals these days too, and certainly helped them get things underway in that first term with a really good goal from outside 50. Petrarca, well, we know how good his ball use is, just silky skills, and he ended up with 24 disposals today and a goal. He's just a class act. Clayton Oliver, his return to form is making a huge difference. Look, he's always won plenty of the ball and he got 25 again today, but he's just using it a lot more incisively, a bit more prepared to kick and just think about his handball as well. And a lot of his disposals had a really damaging impact for the Demons. I liked Langdon's game, couple of goals, offering plenty of run. And Christian Salem, a bit of an unsung hero at times, I think, but always good with his use of the footy too, coming off half-back. For the Pies, well, pretty slim pickings for best. I thought Taylor Adams tried pretty hard, very unfortunate to give away a 50 towards siren time there. Not really his fault, a kick being marked by Melksham that I don't think went 10 metres. Steele Sidebottom tried hard, and Scott Pendlebury in his first game for I think 5 weeks offered a bit, but not much beyond that. I thought their defence really got stretched for class. And this is going to be the issue for the Pies now. When you look at the injuries to some of those key players, obviously they're missing De Goey up forward. They missed Treloar today in the middle of the ground. They really haven't been able to get that full midfield contingent together much at all this season. And in defence, this was where the absences were most felt. I thought Jeremy Howe, did say when he went down a long time ago now that it was going to be a really significant injury. And even Jordan Roughead today, who was out with mild concussion, I thought they really missed him. He would have been a good one to take Sam Wiedemann. So real issues for the Pies now. Cannot take a trick on the injury front. You've got now Myercheck probably doubtful for their next game. Reid certainly out, you'd think. And some of those injuries I just mentioned still very long term. In fact, we probably won't see Howe or De Goey again this season. Can they hang on to a spot in the 8? You'd have to say it's probably doubtful now. The D's, in contrast, just looking better and better. Certainly if they can replicate that efficiency they had going today, they are going to be really dangerous, not only in terms of making the 8, but doing some damage when they get there. I guess time will tell whether they can do it after a slow start to the season. Well, that is today's Footyology Match Dispatch, a resounding win to the Demons by 56 points over Collingwood. We'll catch you later.